everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Keelan and today we're doing a day in the life of a communications officer. So on this channel, I typically talk a lot about writing and freelancing, and I don't know what I just did with my fingers there, but I don't talk very much about what I do as part of my day job. And I think my day job personally is very interesting because it is a collision of basically writing and sustainability. So I work in my day job as a communications officer, and basically I work for a large company, but a very small department within that company. So I'm responsible for all of the communications that comes from that department and assisting with that, whether it be website design, article writing, social media, basically anything internal or external. It could be these things for internal to the company, it could be these things for external to the company. I work a lot as well with different, I suppose, like projects in the company to help them communicate their projects and such, either within the company or again external. I also do a lot of event organization, workshops, etc. So I have gone through and done my to-do list for the day. It is about 8 a.m., actually a little past, like 8:15 a.m. And I've got quite a busy day today. So I thought it'd be an interesting day to take you along and kind of talk about all the things I do in my job. So the first thing that I want to do before my team meeting, so my team has a half-hour meeting every morning. Today it's a little bit later. Normally it's like right off the bat, but today I believe it's a little bit later. So right off the bat at 9 a.m. I work a 33.75 hour work week, which I think equates to 6 hours and 45 minutes a day. I don't know, I could be wrong there. A lot of the times it's more than that just because of the nature of the work. So before that first meeting that we have during the day, I need to review the formatting of a document and create some slides along with a survey. The survey's already created. I actually just need to transfer it to a different survey platform, and then gather all of our branding into, so our branding like lives on a server, like typical companies like have a server and they've got folders and they keep all their files there, but I need to share that with some people. So I need to move it to like a Dropbox type cloud functionality. So I need to move our like branding kit over to that cloud-based software. And then after the morning meeting, I've got Twitter, so I have to go on and tweet and take care of our social media. I've got some slides to make today for both internal and external presentations, so it has to suit kind of both of those needs. So that means I have to, one, create the slide deck template. So I'm going to be helping out this project create a slide deck template and then create the slides themselves. Some project specific comms, so I'm going to be working on that. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's going in there. There's internal comms, external comms, marketing, all of that stuff. So I just have to like make progress on that a little bit, email a few people back, etc. I'm also responsible for our newsletter, co-responsible. Like I work with a lot of people on my team to do these things. It's not just me. So I also work on our newsletter though, and that is going to go out this month. It's March, so we put out a quarterly newsletter, so that is going to be something that goes out. Then I'm going to also be working on just an outline for an article. So as I think I've mentioned in previous vlogs, I do like through my job have published articles, and so we're working on an article right now, but it has to be pitched. So we're working on an outline so that we can work with the folks that we have to pitch it to make sure that it's right for their publication, etc. Then I have just some like really minor stuff to follow up with for basically a little like committee that I suppose I like don't sit on it. I'm not responsible for it. I'm like the logistical support with one of my other colleagues. So just some stuff to do for them. So a whole broad range of things to do today. And it's really interesting because I get to do all these things, but I also get to like look at the analytics of them and see whether they're successful or not. Like for example, our newsletter or Twitter, I can see how many people like, reshare, etc. And I can see our growth on each of those platforms. Obviously, we are trying to grow. This is a new role for this department. They haven't had a communications person before. So, and I moved from another department. I was doing communications in another department, moved to this department. So I'm gonna maybe I'm going to be creating like a communications type dashboard so we can keep updating all of these things with different metrics and key performance indicators so that we can see our progress when it comes to the communications that we are doing. Another one of my longer term projects that wasn't really my project because I kind of joined onto this project when I came to this department/unit. It's already basically at the final phases and it's a website go live. So I didn't have much to do beyond like a few tweaks to certain pages. My colleagues are also still very much responsible for a large portion of the website go live. So what's happening though is once it's live, the maintenance comes to me because I am the communications person. So that's a like transition that's in the works too. I don't have anything specifically to do for that today other than we have people beta testing our site right now. Sorry, I just had a hiccup. So we have people beta testing our site right now. So other than maybe seeing if anyone filled out our survey, but I mean, it's not due until tomorrow. So we're gonna wait until we have feedback and then incorporate next week. But yeah, that's my day. That was a long intro, but I thought, I don't know, maybe you'd find it interesting to know what I do. And I'll like, when I'm doing things, I'll walk you through, I suppose, what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started and get those things that I wanted to have done before our morning meeting done. And I think our morning meeting's at 10 a.m. So I will bring you along. 10 a.m. today, normally at 9 a.m. All right, yeah, welcome to the vlog. Alrighty, everybody, so I am done all my morning tasks, plus another one, actually, plus two more that I didn't have to do this morning. I've got an upcoming meeting at 10:30 a.m. I thought the morning meeting was at 10 a.m., but it's at 10:30. Complete aside to work, I have, like on my previous vlog, had an allergic reaction where my face was all like swollen and my nose and all of these different like things, and my nose is congested and I've had the sniffles all morning and I didn't wake up with them, and I'm convinced that it's my makeup. The last time I wore foundation, this foundation, which is so weird because it's a brand I've been using for forever, my entire face for the next like 2 weeks was like all blotchy and red. I was super congested and I was not congested this morning. I put on the makeup and I'm congested and my face is itchy. So I think I'm having an allergic reaction to makeup, and that solves that issue, but it's so odd because I've been using it forever. Anywho, just a note. So this morning I finished formatting a document, but I was also adding content to it. It was an appendix to a document and I had to add some summarized information. So that's what I did, and I formatted the document. I created slides for a meeting that we have this afternoon. Two things that I didn't have to do this morning, but like I'm super glad they're ticked off the list, is I had to convert a survey from one format to another. So essentially it's the exact same survey, the exact same questions, but we have two audiences and one preferred a certain survey like software and another group preferred another survey software. So basically to appease both these groups, we have the same survey in two different like survey softwares, like Google Forms, like cloud-based software. So like Google Forms or like Microsoft Forms, etc. So basically we have same survey in two different places just to make sure that we get as much participation as possible, because we know one group likes one and one group likes the other. So that's the survey. Basically, it was an exercise in copy and paste. It was just like a little tedious and something that I've been putting off because who wants to spend time copy and pasting? The next thing I did was I created a little branding kit with our logos or colors and like some documents that could be used for promotional materials that we're going to share with a particular like project group. Yeah, again, just an exercise in like uploading documents, making sure all the right things were there, etc. But it's nice to have that kit that's specifically tailored towards them so that they can go ahead and like access our branding as easily as possible. And then I also handled social media this morning. It is now 10 a.m. I've got a meeting in a half hour. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm gonna do that. And I'm also, I don't know, like I put such minimal foundation on today just because I literally never wear foundation except when I'm filming. And I am so congested, so I don't really know what to do because it's like basically even almost worn off now. Anyway, I think I did this to myself. But that was my morning. It's been really good so far. Nothing super intense, like nothing super intense yet. But yeah, it's been a good morning, very productive. It's really interesting not starting the day with our morning meeting. Days that our morning meeting's a little bit later, it just feels like you get like in the day you get so much more done because like you kick off and then you have the meeting, and even though it's still in the morning, you already have stuff done. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. I'm gonna take a little bit of like 5 to 10 minutes to eat some breakfast and then get back to work and then get on my team call. I'm about to have breakfast. I haven't even made it yet, but I just like took a moment to check my phone and I got a new freelance order. So for those who don't know and are here for my communications officer day in the life, outside of that, I am a writer and a book cover designer. So I have my own original fiction, but I also do ghostwriting. So I just got a really big ghostwriting project. So now I have 3 ghostwriting projects on the go. That was exciting news. It was exciting news this morning. Okay, so for breakfast, I have decided I'm going to have, excuse me, I'm like all over the place here because I'm trying to get my recipe up. But I've decided that for breakfast, I'm gonna have a cake in a cup, and I have scoured the internet for the best recipe for cake in a cup. And based on all of those recipes, I have come up with my own recipe. I'm by no means a cooking wizard, but I have come up with my own recipe, and it is so moist and so delicious and just absolutely everything. It's for fun, like funfetti with like the like sprinkles and stuff, but I don't have sprinkles, so I'm doing it without the sprinkles. But essentially, here is how to make this cake. Anyway, sorry, I'm a little distracted by my computer because it's over here. So I am going to make it, and I'm so excited. It is so good. So I just have the note on my phone. 1 second. Okay, so the cake in a cup recipe that I have, you can use with any proportions depending on how big your cup is and whatnot. So I actually use, oh shoot, where is it? 1 second. So to make this cake in a cup, I actually use a David's Tea, like perfect spoon, I forget what it is. It's actually 1.25 tablespoons. So it is 1.25 tablespoons. I think it's just like the perfect scooping size, and this is the only tool I need because I can mix with this too, although I prefer to mix with a fork, so like you might need a fork too. But it is 3 parts, excuse me, restart. So it is 6 parts flour, 2 to 3 parts sugar, depending on how sweet you want your cake. So 6 parts flour, 2 to 3 parts sugar, a pinch of baking soda, this amount, that's probably a 1/4 teaspoon, 2 parts margarine, I'm reading my recipe here, 3 parts almond milk, and vanilla to taste. So if you have like pure vanilla extract, it's probably a little bit less, but if you have the artificial stuff, maybe a little bit more, vanilla to taste. And then if you have sprinkles, and then you just like mix it all up. And I personally, so all of the recipes online say put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. I put it in the microwave for, oh my God, for this amount, it depends on how moist you want your cup in a cake in a cup, depends on how moist you want it. And then it also depends on like how big it is. But for like using this, like a tablespoon as my proportions, I put it into the microwave for 2 minutes. For 1 minute and 50 seconds to 2 minutes. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna have for breakfast. It is like my absolute favorite thing. It's so easy to make and it is absolutely delicious. All right, you might hear kids yelling. I live near a school, so they're outside at recess playing. But let me just turn up my light here. Ooh, now I kind of look like a ghost. It's fine. But I finished my morning meeting and have been doing a little bit of work. It is now almost lunchtime, actually. It's so weird when our meeting's a little bit later. We have an article that I did not write, but I participated in, I guess, the editing process and comments on it, coming up for publication. So we received the final version of that article that I had a really quick read through. I have to read through it in more detail this afternoon. This was not on my to-do list, but now it is. It just so happens this was when it came in, so I have to have a more detailed read through this afternoon, but I had a really quick read through this morning and I found one thing that needed to be changed, so I'm sure it'll get changed. It's no big deal, but I'm gonna have a more detailed read through this afternoon. And then the meeting this morning went super well. It was just a team check-in. It went longer than usual, so we actually went from 10:30 till like almost 11:30, so I haven't had that much time to work since the meeting. We did notice something right after the meeting though that was super interesting. There is a post from like today's date, March 18th, because it's March 18th, yeah. So there's a post from today's date, but exactly a year ago today, that's popping up in Google search really high when you search like terms that should lead to our website. A couple of our website links will be at the top and then it'll be there, and then a couple of our website links will be below. Anyway, just making me think a little bit about search engine optimization, and like with our new website go live, making sure that everything's set up in a way that we're not going to lose our search rankings. I highly doubt we will, but yeah, just bringing that to top of mind. Yeah, so it's just a reminder that before we go live, I'm going to go into our new website and make sure everything's like optimized for search engines so that we'll rank as high as possible. Just making sure that all of the slugs for the URLs are correct, that we've got like the proper keywords in there, titles are good, the metadata is looking good. We're very limited on what we can do because our website is part of a larger website and we only control like a portion of it. So it's really kind of more at the page level versus like the entire website. So I'll do what I can though, and I just want to make sure that it's all like optimized and that we can basically use the ranks that we previously have to make sure that this portion of the website is ranked well. Putting on my to-do list, but not for today. I'm also going to take an Advil because I'm hoping it'll just like declog my sinuses. Advil works for everything, guys. Like, even though these are allergies, Advil thins your blood or something? So like, oops, I just spilled them everywhere. Thins your blood? What does it do? I don't know. But hoping that it'll help me decongest a little bit because this is miserable. And I swear to God, it's all because of my makeup, which is ridiculous. Cheers. This morning, I got 7 things checked off on my to-do list. So there was a bunch of stuff before my morning meeting, which I'm not going to go over again. And then really after my morning meeting, there wasn't much time. It's been like 45 minutes or an hour, maybe an hour. And so I just responded to a ton of emails because I hadn't gotten to any emails yet in the day, and then reviewed the article that came in, which was like something that popped up on my to-do list. I wrote it on my to-do list and then I was like, I'm going to do it in the afternoon. And then I didn't. I just did it right away because it didn't take long. So that was my morning. And now I am going to call my sister over lunch. And yeah, maybe I'll go outside. It looks maybe nice outside. It's like gray, but yesterday was really warm. So maybe I'll go outside a little bit. So I'm back at work and I actually didn't have anything for lunch, but I'm just moving my work setup and my bedroom is an absolute disaster. But my desk setup and my biking desk are actually both in my bedroom. I just don't typically work in here because it's not as bright. I mean, it looks just as bright on camera, but it's not as bright as the other room. But my back is hurting from working at the counter and I've got a lot of typing to do this afternoon, so I'm going to be moving out here. And there we go. all set up and ready to work for the afternoon. So I'm getting ready for a call at 3 p.m. It's about 2:30. My team and I meet 15 minutes before? Yeah, 15 minutes before, just to like discuss everything. Also, I just realized I had like mascara drooping down my face. Just to discuss everything, but I'll be running part of the call. It is a workshop. So these are workshops that we host on a monthly basis with like a group of colleagues essentially to explore different topics. So I'm going to be hosting a particular section of this workshop that uses a software. And we tested out the software on Tuesday, like a cloud-based software. And I just hopped on and all of our tests were still in there, but we have a limited we have a limited capacity on how many people can participate on this software. It's like a group brainstorming software, and we can only have 10 people participate. And so I realized, because we did the test, we already had 4 people on there, and I was like, oh shoot, we're gonna go over if I don't delete these people. So I had to, at first I didn't know how to like delete all of the data. It's not super clear. Anyway, I ended up having to like permanently erase them from that like brainstorming map. And it was just like a little bit hectic. But that's another part of my job is, helping to plan workshops and facilitate workshops. So I'm not the main facilitator for this workshop, but I am facilitating the section where we will be using this technology. So I assist in finding ways that we can like within our organization communicate our ideas better and capture our ideas and stuff like that. So that is what I was doing. Like I set up and ran the whole test on Tuesday. And then today I'm going to just be running, not the whole meeting, but just be running this particular section with this software. But the workshop should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It ended up taking a chunk of my time this afternoon. And the main thing that I need to get to today, which is creating a slide deck or editing a slide deck and making it all designed and beautiful, because it is going to be used both internally and externally. I still haven't got into it because the article popped up and I needed to edit that so it could go to publishing. I had all of the work this morning. Our group meeting went long. It's just been it's been a busy day, super productive. I responded to a whole bunch of emails that I needed to respond to. I actually just kicked off the start of another article that we're going to be working on. But the main thing that I need to do, still sitting there, not done. And now I have another meeting actually that was just scheduled today for 4:30 p.m. So this meeting goes from 3 till 4, and then I have a half hour, and then a meeting from 4:30 till 5:30. So I am going to have to work on the deck in that half hour. And then good thing it's just like some edits and then design. And then I'll probably have to work until like 6 o'clock to finish that off. But yeah, that's how my afternoon is going. So it is 4:20. We just finished the meeting/workshop this afternoon. I think it went really well. We got a whole bunch of valuable information. And then the team that I work on spent some time debriefing afterwards. So that was really great. Workshop ran smoothly. The software ran smoothly. Everything went well. We are going to have to spill over into our next meeting. Instead of doing a new workshop next month, we're going to continue this workshop because there was just so much information. It was a very productive, or at least I thought it was very productive conversation. And during the debrief, my team thought so as well. Like the team I work with thought so as well. But now the problem is it's near end of day. I have a meeting at 4:30 in 10 minutes, and I still have to work on these slides. And they have to get done. Like they must 100% get done. So that's where I'm at right now. And they have to be done super well. Not that like I would do something not super well, but they have to be like extra perfect because it's for use both like inside the organization and outside the organization. So it's not just like a slide deck that's being presented at a meeting next week. It's going to be a slide deck that is reused. We'll see if I have to work into the night this evening. I probably will. That's my own fault because this was something that came up yesterday and I said I'd have it done for today, which like I could have said Friday, but I didn't. Mainly because I have other things to do tomorrow, like the newsletter that I have yet to get to today. So yeah, going to be working on that slide deck. Okay, so today was a lot longer than planned. It is 7 p.m. and I just finished the very rough draft of the slides and sent it off for any comments. I suppose it's still good that they're quite rough in case we want to go in a totally different direction, because I had like complete freedom on the look. So like, who knows, they might get it and be like, oh, we don't want to go with a dark, sleek look. We want to go with a light, bubbly look. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing that it's just a rough draft. But it's 7 p.m. and I'm like, I've been working since 8:30 in the morning. So I am going to call it for the evening. Alrighty, so I figured I would do a little bit of an end of the work day. There's still the work evening, but end of the work day wrap up for you guys, just to go over, you know, what we did in a day in the life of a communications officer. I'm just trying to find my correct pen. There we go. So yeah, for the day in the life of a communications officer, this is what we ended up doing today. So this morning we did document formatting and revision and adding to the appendices, and yeah, that. We made slides, or not made slides actually, we edited slides for a meeting in the afternoon. We converted a survey from one format to another and created a little bit of a logo, like branding package. We created a branding package basically, but already had the resources, just pulled it into a package. We did our social media. We received an article for revision and we revised the final draft of that article to send off for publication. I didn't send it to publication. I sent it to somebody who's going to send it to publication with my edits. I ended up actually having a quick call with them too. Very, very quick. But yeah, we did a workshop and facilitated part of that workshop. The document that I was formatting and doing a review on first thing in the morning, that was actually my 4:30 meeting, and I reviewed it with my boss just to make sure we had all the changes done correctly, because not only was I formatting, I was also doing edits for certain sections, and it's like a big document that, you know, a big important document type thing. And then I can finally tick this off. Where is it? Oh my gosh, where is it? The slides that I just finished at 7 p.m., the rough draft, that are going to be used internally and externally, are tentatively done. I'm going to wait until I hear feedback. Actually, that's not true. I have to incorporate one section that I didn't get to, and then I'm going to wait until I hear feedback, just to make sure that it looks all nice. So a couple of things that came up today that were super interesting was that I had that weird reminder from that circumstance where a website was ranking like super high on Google that we had never seen before. So just that reminder to do the SEO optimization of our website go live. That is going live sometime soon, knock on wood. It was going to be next week, but that might have changed today, And then tomorrow, the two big items on my bucket list are completing the March newsletter, our quarterly March newsletter, and then outlining an article. Typically with articles, like I can do a very loose outline and then I just kind of run with it. But this, we have to do quite a detailed outline because it's going into a larger publication than our typical articles would. And so it actually has to be like, the outline has to be approved before we kind of write the whole thing. Because if we wrote the whole thing and then it didn't make it into that publication, that would not be fun. So yeah, that was my day in the life of a communications officer. One of the things I really love about this job is that it's kind of like I take care of all communications for this small unit / department that I'm in. And so I get to do different things like every day. Like you saw today, we had article review, document review, slide creation, social media, workshop facilitation, like, yeah, everything. Website stuff, like absolutely everything. So that is really fun, and I am very fortunate to be in the position that I am. But I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you to subscribe. Not tell you, that's like way too aggressive. To ask you to please subscribe. And if you're not sure yet, because like I get that you want to watch a few more videos, make sure you're sure that you want to subscribe. Like I get that. I'm typically the kind of person that needs to watch 2 or 3 videos from a creator before I'm like, okay, I'm invested. I get it. It's like trying out a new season of a show on Netflix. Like I get it. So yeah, if you can, leave a like. I would love you forever and ever so much. If you can't subscribe, leave a like. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you enjoyed this video, I have plenty day in the life videos, and I'll make sure to link them, and you should go and click on those videos. I've got days in the life of being a writer, days in the life of my freelancing side gigs. So basically, yeah, if you like day in the life vlogs, this is the place to be. All right, thanks so much, everyone. Go watch the other day in the life vlogs. All right. Mwah.